Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome again to another AirgunWeb TV. Today, it is just me because we have the Airgun Guys with Travis every other week, and then we have AirgunWeb TV. Last week, we were down in the studio. The studio's kind of a wreck right now. I wish I could say it was ready and we had all kinds of cool stuff to talk about. But right now, it's kind of a mess. We've got a bunch of packages going out. Excuse me. For, let's see, are we getting... I hope you guys are hearing me okay. Let me talk up a little bit. Anyway, let me know if I need to speak louder or if anything else is going on. That's trying a new bit of software here. Let me just real quick take a look at sound settings. I apologize. Again, brand new on this and not quite sure what we're doing. So appreciate your... we don't want that. Let's see. Input. We want that guy right there. And let's turn that all the way up. Let's do that. Let's see if that gets us some more volume. I can see lights. That's better. We got more volume. That's awesome. So let's just let's give like a start over there. Guys, I want to say hey and thank you guys for joining me tonight. It's AirgunWeb TV Live, and we got some things to talk about today for sure. As always, if you guys have questions, throw it up in the chat. Hey there, Daniel. Hope you're doing well. It's been a kind of a crazy couple weeks. I was going to be back in the studio, but as I was saying there with really poor audio, the studio is kind of a wreck. We've got it packing up orders, getting things ready to ship out here shortly for Airgun Pro Shop. So I've got some topics that I threw in there. Hey there, David. And David, I haven't forgotten about our project we're working on, but I'll get to why we've had the delay here, like right now. I've got some topics there, which we'll probably hit some of those in the video description. But let's just jump real quick to Airgun Pro Shop. Airgun Pro Shop, we used to have a bunch of people working for us, and that was great. And I was pleased to have, a whole crew of folks. Let me just set that. Does that look good? Yeah, it's fine. A whole crew of folks. That was great. We have had essentially, do I have this backwards? It is backwards. Hold on just a minute. You never know what these things are going to do. There it is. Now you can see me better. We had a whole crew, and they've all moved away, and that's great. There it is. Now you can see me better. We had a whole crew, and they've all moved away, and that's great. I'm thrilled for them. Really, actually, literally very happy for them. But it does mean now that we're kind of shorthanded. So we used to ship 2 to 3 times a week. Right now, it's just myself, my wife, my daughter, and I do have a friend of mine that's helping out. But we're probably going to be shipping maybe for sure like 1 day a week, probably 2 days a week. Let's see. Okay. And so we're just going to be a little slower getting stuff out. We still have inventory. We still have ammo. We still have guns on the shelf. We're just a little bit slower because like today, I was down there from lunch until dinner orders here recently. So it keeps me very busy, plus everything else going on. For guys that ask about the AEA guns, I haven't shot any of them. I would obviously like to. I've had correspondence with AEA, and I mean, just short, they offered me to take a look at their guns and then pay them for their guns. And I tried to explain to them that it doesn't work that way. I mean, I can't, I could, but I choose not to pay people to promote their products. So I would love to take a look at them, but I'm not going to pay them to take a look at them. If they would like me to look at them, go ahead and, send them and I'll take a look at them. It's Donald, am I backwards now? I should say vintage here. Let me know if it's backwards or if it's right. I'm looking at the screen here and it's, again, brand new software here. So back to the Airgun Pro Shop. It is, we're just running a little slower than I'd like to. We are getting orders out like we backwards to us. All right, let me flip it back around. All right, let me do it again. Does that look right? Tell me if that's okay. if I know this is backwards, but you guys see it okay, that's fine. All right, let's see if that works now. As I said, brand new software. Okay, so let's move on to something. Let's move on to something that's far more fun to talk about. I don't know if this is fun, but if we take a look, and let's see if I can do this here. I'm going to switch screens because I want to bring up the new Airgun ARK, which Travis was working hard on. We talked about this here recently. So let me pull this up here. Let me see if I can. Let's see. There it is. Look at that. We did it. How cool is that? So I'm going to put myself down in the corner there. Or maybe, yeah, no, I'll do that. Okay. So if I take this guy, put this here, I can see your chats. Okay. All right. Hopefully that works okay. All right. So what I wanted to show you guys, is that backwards or forwards? Please tell me it's looking right. Let's see. Last week I was telling you guys about how Facebook decided that an image of a carbon fiber tank was just too controversial, and they pulled it. Well, I got another thing. I don't know. I couldn't even tell what the post was, and they just pulled it. So, this is getting ridiculous, and it's why Travis and I decided to really focus on doing something with Gateway to Airguns to make it a repository of information. So what we came up with, and forgive me for my cheesy names that I come up with, but we call it the ARK, or the Airgun ARK, and it's the Airgun Repository of Knowledge. So if you're new to Gateway to Airguns, essentially this is Gateway to Airguns. It's a forum, and I think they just had, or I should say we just had our 2 millionth post on the forum. I think Travis was telling me about that. That's huge, guys. I mean, that's just a ton of decade and some change. Okay. I want to take, the last decade and some change and try and preserve it. So if I go here to the Airgun Repository of Knowledge, what we have here is we have different categories. This is where I, myself, Angie, others, anyone, if you're a content creator and you want to post your stuff here, you're welcome to do so. We do have some rules here we expect you to follow, so definitely check those out and make sure that you're following those rules. But if you are, then please come put your stuff here on the Airgun Repository of Knowledge, and let's save it. I just posted the bone collector video I just did that came out Monday. So this is a way and a place you guys can actually come see this before you don't have to use Facebook or YouTube. You can come here and see this stuff. Just boom, there it is. Now, one thing I'll tell you that I'm going to be doing personally is that I'm going to publish everything here before I publish it anywhere else. So if you're interested in seeing my content before it hits any other publication place, say Vimeo, because that's where I save it first, we're going to be publishing it here on the Gateway to Airguns. So if you subscribe to these rooms, then you're going to know when that new piece of content drops. And this is not just going to be me. This is going to be a bunch of other content creators that are going to be putting stuff here. Now I'm going to go back and backfill all of my content. I'm going to ask Angie to backfill all of her content up here so that we have a place that is there for everybody to use. And I'm pretty psyched about seeing this come about. So please, you guys, take a look at this. If you're not a member of the GTA, please go look at it, try it out, and sign up, because we really want this to become that repository of information where every airgunner, regardless of skill level, can come and get the help they need. The Gateway Airgun guys are just down to earth folks, blue collar folks, and so I think this should be a very cool thing. So let's go ahead and get back over to the chat here. So we've got some questions here. One of the things I put in the tags was personal defense. Now, that's a topic I plan to address in defense. I understand that if there's no other option, something is better than nothing. So please, I understand that, and I don't want to negate that as a reality. But realize that air guns are not a substitute for other options. If you can have them, they're just not. If you are going to look at an air gun, please, I mean, be realistic about the expectations you have out of it, and compare it to something that would be more suitable. Um, yeah, I can imagine YouTube is kind of back and forth on things. Let me know if there's a glitch. I know we had a little bit of a pause here a minute or two ago. So, yeah, I don't know what we're going to do long term, but we may actually be able to just stream on our own website and just skip all of this stuff. And you guys can just come visit us there, and I'll put notifications here on these places. Um, so air guns fun again. Okay, I think air guns are fun now. So I'm curious as to what you mean by that. I know that sometimes there are folks that take air guns super serious, and that's cool if you do. But I take air guns seriously enough to go have a crap ton of fun with them. So that's how I look at them. If there's any questions you guys have, jump in there. Let's. So Dave's asked a question. Is it possible to be similar live chat room on Zoom? Absolutely. I mean, I can do a chat room on Zoom and do a meeting on Zoom. Oh, no problem. That would mean that I would have to email, and everybody would have to come to that Zoom chat room. And, that might be a technical challenge for some to try and do that, where here on YouTube or Facebook, they just go to my channel and do it. What I think we're looking to do, frankly, is either on Gateway to Airguns, or maybe even AirgunWeb, because I'm in the middle of redoing that website. I can embed a live stream. We're going to leverage Vimeo heavily, but we can do a live stream right on that page. So you just come to AirgunWeb and see the live presentation, and and also chat there as well. As far as airgun news, I was trying to think today of, is there anything new to talk about? I mean, in my sphere. Obviously, I'm very excited that the SWAirguns are shipping. Those are the 20 gauge shotguns. If you want to talk about home personal defense, a 30 caliber doing sub 100 foot-pounds, or an 8-inch pistol doing close to 200 foot-pounds. You sort of do the math on that and see which might be a better option. I think obviously the SWA is custom tailored for such things, especially the carbine, pushing close to 400 foot-pounds if you tweak it right. So I think there are options that are compact, flexible, and perfect for that if that's your only option. So I'm very excited about the SWAirguns. Everything we had in inventory is now gone. We've got another shipment coming in, hopefully later this week. So, and I was talking to our manufacturer and our folks, so we should have those. Really should have them this week. But everything that has been ordered is going out tomorrow. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited to see those guns getting some traction. I think they're awesome, and I know there's some stuff coming on the horizon that is like super ridiculous powerful. Which is cool. Hey, push the envelope, and I think that's great. We'll see how that all plays out in the long term. We'll see if that, as we start surpassing firearm power in an air gun. I mean, obviously, then I think the whole dynamic begins to change in the eyes of law enforcement, because that becomes a little scary. My thoughts on the Diana Bandit for iguana hunts. Let me, that gun, I think I know what you're talking about. Let me just take a look at it. Bandit. Yes, I actually played with one of these. Okay. I think that's probably going to be underpowered. I think, yeah, I think that the Bandit's priced well. I think when I shot the one I had and I tested, it just seemed really thick and chunky to me. And if you're gonna go, I mean, the price is great for 180 bucks. Holy mackerel, that's beautiful. If you wanted to hunt with a pistol, I think there are better options from a power output standpoint. But hey, I don't know, boy, that's cheap. If you're like right up next to him, maybe I probably wouldn't want to take shots past 10 or 15 yards. But okay, as far as John's asking, super ridiculous, like ludicrous speed. Yes, I mean there's 1,500 foot-pounds. You know, that is like way out there, like way out there. So, you know, I guess we'll see when we start seeing products like that come out. That's going to make things interesting. So, Norica, if I remember correctly, they're Spanish brand, and they were imported for a while. They were imported a while from by Air Force Airguns. I don't know what they're doing anymore, but you know, I actually reached out to Norica sometime back, but they didn't have anything local really to work with for me to help, you know, look at their guns or whatever. So might be worth a phone call on my part. You know, I had somebody recently ask, and it might have been part of the show we had. Hey there, Angie. It might have been the show we had with Travis, but I think I was answering some questions in the chats off of some of the recent videos of are we going to see companies pushing the envelope on Springers and kind of trying to do stuff with those guns? And I think the short answer is probably no. If I was a company today, and as cheap as it is to build a PCP, which is easier to shoot, makes more power. Granted, you got to fill it, but even that is becoming so much more affordable. To make a quality spring gun costs a lot of money. It takes a lot to do it, and so you can just do so much more with a PCP, even if it's an affordable one like the $200 Commander. Excuse me. Is it the Beeman Commander? Yeah, that's a great little gun. Inch at 50 yards all day. So John was talking about the Maxim L50. Very, very good gun. I like the 45 personally because I think there's better ammo for it. And I'm glad the 210s and 85s work for you. I had problem with them cycling, so I've only ever shot round ball with that. But I like the Maxim L line. The old Maxim L was great. I really like the new Maxim L, something we carry in Airgun Pro Shop. So very, very cool gun. We got some 45s in there right now and some other calibers too. Just a great gun. I think we have some 25s, 22s, 30s. Anyway, I have to go look. I forgot now what I got in stock. Okay, so we got a couple questions here. Leonard, you're looking to buy air compressor, want to fill tanks. Any preference? Yeah, I think if you're going to fill tanks, spend more. If you can find one, if they have them in stock, the Day State, the 110 Day State is great. If I didn't have an Alkin, I would just stick with the Day State. It takes a while to fill it because it's like 1 CFM, but it's a great little unit. If you have the money, like that's 2,000. If you can go to 3,400, that's a huge step. I get it. Then an Alkin will be probably the last compressor you need to buy. That's a commercial, continuous duty beast of a compressor that is awesome. So Day State if you're filling bottles pretty regularly, if you can find them. I'm not sure what inventory looks like right now for those. If you need to spend less, the Air Venturi frame compressor is good. Just don't overuse it. I mean, stick to a couple bottles a week. If you're going to fill a lot of bottles, you will wear it out. And it's like everything else. It takes maintenance to keep it running. And it's Chinese built to a price point. So take that for a grain of salt. I know Angie runs one. I had one for years. I upgraded because of the volume of tanks I was filling. I think I gave mine to Ben, so he's probably still using it. So if you're filling a bottle every couple of weeks, the Air Venturi frame compressor is great. The Davy compressor, scuba compressors can be good, but they're right there with the Daystate. The difference, like if you go with the Davy, is the SCU 100. It does have twin. It's fully scuba rated, so it's breathing quality air. Where the Daystate is, Daystate needs another filter to be breathing quality, where the Davy is. But you're looking at $2,300-$2,400, so certainly not super cheap. If you, why don't you tell me what you've been looking at, and I can tell you if I think they're going to do the job. Okay, let's see. Jay's saying he's looking at the Benjamin Marauder 25. Look, it's a great gun. It's outdated. Personally, if you're looking at a Marauder, just keep looking and move over to the Avenger. I think you'll be pleased with the difference in performance, the adjustability without having to mod the internals. I think you'll find, that the Avenger's going to give you more bang for the buck these days. So if the Gauntlet 2 was out, I would definitely say look at both of those guns. I have a video series. It's a 2-part video comparing the Avenger Woodstock to the Gauntlet 2. That'll be coming out shortly. So anyway, I think that'll be answer a lot of questions for a lot of folks. I'm not going to give you any spoilers around that. Christian's asking if the Black Cat 1400 is any good. It's an entry-level Gammo brake barrel. It's as good as any other entry-level brake barrels. Really, I don't see a lot happening on the entry-level brake barrel side. I just posted the video on the Gammo Bone Collector Swarm Gen 2. I think that is a great air gun. I would love to see a steel breech back, but, I mean, it is what it is. They're not going to go back to that. But I will tell you that that gun shoots very well, got great power, good accuracy. It's not terribly hold sensitive. I would put a different scope on it. But all in all, that's a very, very, very good gun. No, I would not. I would not even consider using that as a home defense gun whatsoever. Not at all. Let me just put this in perspective. Okay, so Corey, I'll get to your question in just a minute. This is really important. I want people to just wrap themselves around this reality, okay? Just wrap yourself around this reality. A 22 long rifle, which is like the measliest little rimfire you can get. Okay, 22 short, whatever. But 22 long rifle produces about 120 foot-pounds. Okay, so that's the amount of energy we're talking, 120 foot-pounds. Your Gammo 1400 shoots way less than 1400, is going to make 15 foot-pounds, maybe. So 15 foot-pounds or 120 foot-pounds. And the 120 foot-pounds made by a 22 long rifle is thought of in home defense spheres as woefully anemic. So if you jump to like a 45 ACP, which is a great personal defense round, you're upwards of 380 to 400 foot-pounds. I mean, so let's just be realistic here. This is why I say air guns are not an option for personal defense. So people that are pushing that, they're doing you a massive disservice trying to tell you that air guns are good for personal defense. They are not. Unless the air gun is pushing the same power as a firearm reliably, then no. The answer is absolutely unequivocally no. Don't do it. You're better off with a bat or a stick. I'm just saying. It is a bad idea. And anyone that's telling you differently is trying to get clicks on YouTube, and they're not doing you any service. So reality, if you guys that are out there that disagree with me, I don't really care. Math doesn't lie. And so that's just that. Let's see. I have a Crossman Optimus. All my air pistols are more accurate. The Optimus, it's not a great gun, first of all. I would check your barrel joint, and I bet you if you took the barrel out of the barrel joint, you've got plastic washers. You need brass washers. They used to sell them. It makes a huge difference. It really tightens up the gun. But I would bet your barrel joint's loose. Or it just could be a bad piston seal and all kinds of things. Not a great gun. Let's see. Yes, Ben, I know you are Leonard. I see you looking at the Air Venturi. Absolutely, the Air Venturi Avenger is a great gun. Christian, on buying your first air rifle, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to target shoot, gosh, man, I would go with a CO2 gun if you're not in cold weather, because they're easy to shoot, very affordable. CO2 is easy to get hold of. They're super accurate. At least like the Fusion 2 is great. They're not very expensive, and you get, you get a really nice shooting experience. If you want power, then and you don't have a lot of money, then something like the Gammo Magnum or the new Bone Collector is good. If you have a little money and you want to go with a pre-charged, any of the new pre-charges on the market. The Avengers are a great gun. You need to fill it, which is either hand pumping, and I see. I don't know what to say your name there, but the Max L question, I'll get there in just a second, because I can give you the differences. But you will need to fill your PCP if you go that route. But there are just so many good options out there. But I would say if you're new and you're target shooting, look at a CO2 rifle like the Fusion 2, any of the QBs, come on, Rick. The 850 M2 is a phenomenal gun. I'll be doing a video again on that here shortly. So, gentlemen, asking the difference between the old Max ML and the new Max ML. Okay, so the new Max ML is pushing about 20% more power, give or take. The Christian on the brake barrels, you're 6.5 dozen the other. The hot on's probably a little better. Definitely don't go for velocity, go for caliber. So if you're going to go with a hot on mod 125, go with a 25 cal or at least a 22 cal. That'll give you some good power and better accuracy. The 177 is wasted. You're wasting all the power that gun can make on the 177. Back to the Max ML. All right, so the difference, the old one had just a regular sort of Windy City or rainstorm, blizzard cocking action. The new one is a different cocking action, different valve, different trigger setup. The way they've done all of that stuff makes the gun better to shoot. And they've got the new valve, which gives you, like, it's pushing, I think I was getting 230 some foot-pounds, where before I would get maybe 200. So we're 10%, 15% more power out of the new one. So very, very cool. The new Max MLs are very, very nice. And I do like the way they've changed the cocking lever. It's very, very awesome. Can you use QB trigger parts on the gauntlet? I don't know for sure. I tell you, I think you can, but don't quote me. Haji will know. Go look at Hajimoto Productions. Go check his stuff out because he knows that really well. Tim, the Zeus is brand new. I've already talked about AEA, and I would love to look at their stuff, but like I said, they want me to pay to promote them. I just can't afford to do that, or I choose not to do that. So I would love to look at it. Would love to be able to tell you guys about it. But they just got to send me the stuff, and I'll work with them. But if they don't want to send it to me, I'm not going to buy it and then pay to do all the production and all the publication. No, I got too many other things to do. Anyway, so let's see. Gosh, we got people from Norway here. Niagara Falls, Canada, Niagara Falls. That's cool. If money is an issue, what can PCP? If you're filling your gun and you want to go affordable, look at the JTS. I've found them to be very reliable. They're like Airgun Pro Shop has them. Shipping included for the lower 48 anyway. That is, you're looking at $579 with including shipping. That I think is a great. If you're trying to fill bottles, then you're going to need to spend some money, or you're just going to burn up whatever you buy. So plan to spend $1,500 if you're going to try to fill bottles or more. $1,500 is the low end. Let's see. Elvin's asking me, what's a good scope for brake barrel, the $200 price range? You can get a Hawk Vantage IR in that price range, and that's what I would go for, the etched glass reticle. Lifetime warranty, adjustable AO. about 189. I think you could start at. So that's what I would do. So Christian's asking again on these rifle questions. What rifle can you refer me with power and accuracy? What do you want to spend? And that's going to be the key. Are you looking? I mean, you've mentioned brake barrels. Are you willing to go PCP? Can you fill a PCP, or are you looking at just straight brake barrels? If you want just straight brake barrels, power and accuracy for me, I like the Gamma Magnum. The new Swarm Magnum Gen 2 is awesome. So that's what I would go. And look, Hatsan 125 or 135 is not a bad gun either. I've shot a ton of them, so both of those would be okay. So Tim, on the pellets questions, we've been around and around and around about this. There's no pellet shortage. There's unprecedented demand. JSB has shipped more pellets. Well, this was 2 months ago. They had shipped more pellets already this year than they did all of last year. So, the reality is there's a lot more people shooting. There's a lot of people that think pellets are like toilet paper, I guess. They got to have a room full of them, or God forbid they can't wipe their ass. I forgive my language. But I don't know. I have pellets. If people want to buy pellets, it's really simple at Airgun Pro Shop. We'll let you buy 2 tins per month so that everybody gets to shoot. I don't know how many people are just buying and hoarding, or even worse, buying all they can and then trying to quadruple the price on eBay and scalping them or whatever. That is, I don't know. But it's hard to get pellets. I get it. I do have pellets at airgunproshop.com, depending on what caliber and what you're looking for. I have JSB and H&N in various calibers, shapes, sizes, and weights. So anyway, you can certainly go there and send me an email, and we can send you an invoice as long as you're in the States. I don't ship outside the U.S. Let's see. Yeah, Joseph, on the I'm guessing you're talking about the self-defense, the Rex P. Look, the Rex P is pushing 200 foot-pounds. If you go with our version of the Rex P, which is the last resort, let's see. That one's doing 220 foot-pounds. That's talking legitimate power there, by the way. So, you're starting to get into something that's practical in that sort of thought process. I haven't had a chance to test the Edgun Leash yet. I need to reach out to those guys. Paul, you're asking about hand pumps that work better or as good as the Hill. No. Now, there's versions of the Hill you can get for less. Like when they have them in stock, Umarex's hand pump, not the one they give you with the Origin, but the good one, if they're still bringing them in, was a Hill pump. And you get about $170. But the Hill pumps are just really, really good. By the time you buy 2 cheap ones, you're probably at what you would have paid for a Hill. Well, 3 or 4 cheap ones, I guess. But if a Hill's, say, $275, heck, buy the JTS compressor. I get granted $600, but I get it. But then you never have to pump again. It's like unlimited gunpowder. As far as Christian, what do I have now? I wish Joe was here, Joe from Predator, because he could kind of answer that question. I have 100 plus personal guns that I shoot on and off. I have everything from the Gamma Magnum. I got rid of all my Hatsan stuff, so I don't have any of that left. I have some BSA guns. I've got, gosh, if you could ever get one, SIG ASP20, phenomenal. It's discontinued, so don't try. So there you go. Yeah, it sounds. I don't know anything about those guns from Hatsan, but I haven't been involved with them for a few years now, so I don't know what those are. David's saying there's an Air Marksman portable compressor. I don't know what that is. 7.5 liters per minute for $500. Yeah, and I don't know what that is. Maybe I could pull a picture of it up. Let's see, Air Marksman compressor. I would like to know what the, let's see. Let me just go to Utah Airguns. Let's see what they, I don't know anything about it. Let's see. Let's see. Gun for $400. I would go with the Gamma Bone Collector Gen 2. You can get it right from GammaUSA.com. It's pushing 20 foot-pounds. It's got a 10-shot magazine, which works really, really well. I just did a video of it on my channel. You can check it out. I just did a review of that gun. Really good gun. That's an easy one. Are brass bore brushes safe for modern airgun bores? I've always used brass. Never had a problem. So some will say no, but I don't know that I've ever had an issue with them. So there you go. Let's see. Oh, that little thing. Wow. That's funny looking. Oh, yeah. I don't know anything about it. I've got a Connex full of little 12-volt compressors I just got to go through that as soon as I know they work and maybe fill a bottle more than twice, we'll have them for way cheaper than that, just refurbished. So, yeah, I mean, that's, in fact, if you want a cheap compressor that's been gone over, go to Airgun Pro Shop. Do I still, maybe I pulled them. Hold on. I might have pulled off all my refurbished compressors. Hold on. Let me see. I'm doing inventory on those is why. Oh, let's see. No, I still have them up there. You can go to the refurbished compressor section on airgunproshop.com, and I got a bunch of compressors ranging from $200 or $225 up to $1,700. So, and that's just on the DMC refurbished side. So, hey, yeah, if you want a cheap, hey, I've even got the water bucket compressors if you want to give those a whirl. So not my favorite, but hey, they will fill a bottle and they will fill a gun. If you're in a pinch, it's better than nothing. So anyway, let's see. Can you review your Maximo 45 with ballistics gel? That's in the works. I got to wait till the weather cools down. I can't do anything with ballistics gel right now. It's way too hot. Okay. Yeah, Christian, as far as the Philippines, if I am not mistaken, your guns have to have smooth bore barrels. Is that correct? In which case, there's nobody here in the States that will ship to you because everything's rifled. So unless you bought an air shotgun, which with a smooth bore, but no, I don't know. I don't know of anybody that will ship to the Philippines. And it's not that we maybe wouldn't, is that you'd never get it. It wouldn't clear your customs. Leonard, I don't know anything about any of the Edgun stuff. Maybe it's one of those brands that I just don't have any familiarity with. So sorry about that. Wish I could help you on it, but I can't. So Angie, you should be here. Why aren't you up with me today, right? So she's over there hiding out in her little, probably back in her little studio having fun. Just watching the chat. But Angie just got her bone collector Gen 2. And I was going to send her mine so that she could do the rest of the video work. But now that she's got her own, that's pretty cool. Now I can keep shooting mine and do more fun stuff. Okay, so I just had a recent topic, GTA. Who repairs PCB airgun compressors? Depends on the compressor. In fact, I had a great deal. In fact, I did a bunch of work for Air Venturi, actually. I had it set up where David Compressors was shipping all of their returns were coming to us. We were refurbishing them and then selling them. That's where the refurbished compressors came from. Unfortunately, all of my guys and gals that were working for me, they all moved away. So I don't have anybody to do that work. What compressor do you have that needs to be rebuilt? I might be able to tell you whether it's worth doing or if it's just worth buying a different one. So let me know in the comments there or the chat. Let me know what you got, and we'll go from there. Let's see. What else can we talk about today? A virtual shooting competition. Well, Angie, we could do that. If you set up your... No, we could do it over Zoom. We could do a Zoom meeting, streamed live shooting competition. That might be fun to try. David, as far as Pyramid Air and Air Venturi, yeah, they're related. One owns the other. And I don't know which is which. Let me clarify. Pyramid Air is the consumer side, direct-to-consumer sales. Air Venturi is the wholesale side. So if you see, say, a Hill compressor on my website, for example, I buy that from Air Venturi. I sell it for the same price as... See, Angie, I got you. I sell it for the same price as Pyramid Air. So if you see something at Pyramid Air and you'd like to buy it from me instead, I can probably have it drop ship right to you. It's not, I'm going to have to charge shipping. If it's about getting stuff as cheap as possible, just buy direct from Pyramid Air. I'll help you find the right thing. If you don't mind spending a teeny bit more or covering the shipping costs and would like to help Airgun Pro Shop out, let me know. I'll send you an invoice and I'll have it drop ship right to you. So there you go. There we go. Black Hawk Elite can be a very good gun. Yep. I haven't shot a lot of the Umrex stuff lately of the brake barrels. I need to get them out. I need to make some phone calls and get some more in. So I've got a bunch of Umrex stuff I've got to do. I've got somebody asked me way up in the chat about the MP40 or M40. I don't remember what it was. I have not shot that gun. But I do have the new M1A1 45 Thompson looking gun. I can't say Thompson, can't call it Thompson. Anyway, let's see. Raphael, so the GTA Airgun ARK is up and running. So we're just like yesterday. So we're starting to populate it full of stuff, and we're excited to see that get up and going. So just so you know, and anybody else watching now that missed it before, if you want to see all of my stuff before it publishes anywhere else, except for Vimeo, because that's where I pull it from. But if you want to see it anywhere else effectively, then if you join up with the GTA, I'm going to be publishing all of my stuff first in the Airgun ARK. It'll go to the Airgun ARK first, then it'll go to Airgun Army, and then it'll go out to the other social media stuff. And hey, if Facebook or YouTube just flip the switch one day and call us all done, all of my stuff will still be available at both Airgun Army and Gatewaytoairguns, so in the Airgun ARK. So that is the whole reason we're doing it. So here's a question. Let's see. How would you get an air gun that's not offered in the USA everywhere in the UK needs a firearms license in NFL? Do I really need to have a gun shop import it? I don't understand that question. Can you rephrase, please? I'm like a bad chatbot saying, please rephrase. I don't get it. As far as the PBBA shotgun's a great gun. I have one. I've done videos on them. I work with Terry. Terry's a great engineer, airgun creator. The SWA shotguns, the 20 gauge shotguns, are his creation. And so they go side by side. If you like the break open action, slow in a barrel insert type deal, then the PVBA gun's there. If you like something that's more tactical with a multi-shot breech, or a multi-shot magazine, then the SWA guns are there. They're both made by the same manufacturer that's a partner with Terry. So the PVBA stuff's awesome. I actually have one. I've got a one with the long 4.57 barrel insert. I happen to have got one that's a tack driver too. I'm thinking about selling it because it's just sitting in my shop or sitting in my Connex. So it needs to go to somebody that can really appreciate it. But story for another day. As far as what time is it here? Where I'm at, it is 7:15 in the evening. So we got about another 15 minutes to go here. No, Hemi, I didn't do a review on the MP40, but I bet you that Ben did, because he did a bunch of the full auto stuff, and it would have been on my channel. So Ben probably did it. I've been asking Umrex for an MP40, and last time they said they didn't have any stock. So, I know that later in the season, I'm hoping to do a whole lot of their CO2 stuff. But we'll see. I mean, as far as companies that do CO2 replicas, I don't know of anybody that does a better job than Umrex. So pretty good stuff. How often am I supposed to turn the grease knob on my trail charger? Check the manual. I think it's every 4 hours, or I don't know. You just check your manual, or email Airguns of Arizona. I want to say it's so many turns every however many hours, but I don't know the exact number. I use a trail charger in my workshop to fill the Rex bottles and guns that I have on the bench, so I use mine quite a bit. So that's a great little compressor. It's expensive as compared to like the JTS, but it is a great little compressor. And as long as you're in a place where water doesn't freeze, because you really don't want it to freeze up on you and blow the internals. So anyway. All right, we got any more questions out there, guys? I think we hit a new number. I think we've had this many people up here before. It's pretty cool. Okay, so you just got your first Umrex replica, the Colt Peacemaker. I'm telling you, man, Umrex makes really good CO2 guns. I should have I'm up in my office right now, not in the studio, because it's just like completely Daniel, I'll get to that in a second. And Pocket Jokers, I'll get to that in a second too. I should sell you your Omega Trail Charger. I use it all the time. Sorry, not going to happen. Maybe we can talk later. My studio in the shop is all covered up with packages to go out tomorrow, so I'm in here. But I have a custom AirVentura. If you want something special, I'm going off topic here, and I'll get to these questions here in a minute. If you want you want to create your own like cool pistol, you can go to Pyramid Air's Airgun Builder and build your own Colt single action Army. I built one custom. It was so sweet. I love it. Okay. I have not heard anything from FX. I've talked to them just a teeny bit. They sent me some cool stuff, which I got to go out and do some shooting here, hopefully this weekend. As far as my thoughts on the Young Hang as a backup compressor, look, as long as you filter it, go for it. It's not my choice. I'm not a fan of the bucket compressors because they really make very dirty air. But if you've got like a decent filter and actually a condensing tower and a filter, go for it. Samuel, you're starting a... Okay, I'll get to that question in a second, Carlos. Samuel, you're starting a BB gun collection. BB or pellet gun? I'm gonna assume you mean pellet gun is included. If there's one gun that I wish I had started with first, it was the RWS 34. It's pricier than what you're going to find out there, but it'll spoil you and it'll set the bar. RWS 34 would be my suggestion for a starting point, personally. That or a Beeman R7, again pricey, but those two guns they will get you loving the sport without hating it. All right, so that's like unnecessary. Let's see. Carlos is asking, from your personal opinion, you know why the LP8 Diana 177 is way more expensive than all the other break barrel air pistols? Just curious. Well, yeah, the LP8 is, let me just pull it up to make sure I'm right, but I'm pretty sure I am. Let's see. That pistol, yes, I have one, by the way. It's beautiful. It's made in Germany. Okay, so first of all, it's German made, German engineered. So I mean, that full stop is really probably why it's that much money. It's not made in China, and it's just a much higher quality gun. When you shoot one as compared to all the others, you go, oh, I get it. But that's why it's made in Germany. So there you go. Let's see. Raphael, I completely understand. Let's see. Let's see. Boy, this one guy just wants to be ugly. That's unfortunate. Heath, as far as the difference between the smooth twist and the polyagonal barrel, I don't know. I'm not your guy. Save that. That'd be a great question for like Travis, because he's the engineer amongst us and has probably shot both of them or maybe even helped develop them. So I would say let's save that one for Travis. Sold onto that one. Let's see. Yeah, the 35 is a great caliber. I would imagine the FX and the 35 would be pretty beastly. Let's see. Yeah, that's, some people just have to be ugly, and I don't get it. But oh well. I think what's more fun is when their ugliness elicits no response of also ugly. It's like they've just wasted their time, which is great. I actually had a funny story about that. I won't bore you guys with it now. So there's a gentleman asking about the Hatsan 125 Vortex. Look, I haven't shot one in a long time. Last one I shot, the 125s were one of my favorite guns. I like them better than the 135s. The 125 QEs were really, really good. Personally, I liked them. So there you go. Let's see. Christian, you're back on the Black Cat Gamo. I don't know. Realistically, with lead pellets, probably, and I'm guessing you're talking about a 177. Realistically, with lead pellets, probably 900 to maybe 1,000 feet per second. So anyway, so there you go. Don't believe the 1,400 on the box. That's shot with very, very lightweight ammo. So anyway, let's see. Okay, so Pocket Joker's asking about a 25 cal Avenger. I did 2 videos on the Avenger. Please check them out. It'll save you some headache. The first thing you want to do is you're going to drop the power, because it comes to you full tilt at 2,900 PSI on the reg, which is wasting a ton of air, and you just don't need to run it that hot. You could probably set it to 23, 24. You won't lose any power. You'll gain shots and gain consistency, and you'll still be pushing 55 foot-pounds or 50 and some change. I was running the Mark II heavies, and I'm accurate out to 100 yards with the gun. So Mark II heavies in 25, they're 33.9 something. You can run the lighter ones, but then you may want to dial the reg back a little bit. Follow the instructions when you do so, or you can blow it up. So there you go. Great gun. Love it. Let's see. Yeah, Heath, on the barrel, I don't know. You guys ask Travis on that one. Let's see. Gosh, I can't keep up, guys. So I apologize. I can't keep up on these. Oh, let's see. Joseph, I don't know. If you're trying to get something that's not here from there, you may have to go through what's called an importer and a freight forwarder, a customs broker. Even when I get sample products, I'll buy them from maybe a company that I'm going to be working with. I have to arrange that transfer. So it goes to the customs agent in their country, comes to that custom agent in my country. Then they do a transfer to me, and then it gets freight forwarded to me. The whole process is very expensive. So don't know that it's practical. If you wanted to email me and tell me what you're trying to get, by some weird chance, I have a relationship with the company. Maybe I can help you out. But realistically, No, it's going to have to go through a broker or some sort of agency. They may not sell it to you just directly, so it just may be part of the equation there, bro. Can I recommend a good scope for the bone collector? Well, I can tell you, I'm going to be dropping the probably go with a 4 to 12, no, 4 to 12 by 50 Hawk Vantage IR is what I'm going for, about $230. Is what I'm going to be putting on mine. So that's what I'm looking for. Warranty on the rebuilt compressor is 90 days. But, every compressor that you see on the site actually shows the fill times that we got on different vessels. So you know exactly what you're getting. And we test them again before we ship them. So if there's anything that we catch, we fix, or we swap it for one that does better. Jay's asking a good PCP air gun for under 1,000. Oh my gosh, there's a lot. Everything from, all the ones we've been talking about, the Avengers and the Gauntlet and the Marauder still in that, still the dog. It's got a dog in that hunt. Gosh, I would look at some of the Evanex guns too. Evanex guns, those can be very, very good for under $1,000. So those are pretty nice guns. Who's selling the bone collector? The bone collector, you're going to have to go directly to Gammo USA. If you go to my video, there's a link right to it on the video. It's like $300. So very, very, very nice brake barrel. In the land of sort of vanilla brake barrels right now, it really is doing very well. Great little gun. Okay, goodness. I think we're going to have to come close to, I lost my place here. Let's see. If you're having flyers with the Origin, I would say get a Crony. Make sure you're not all over the map speed-wise. And then also check to see if you have any alignment issues and you may be getting some clipping. I don't know that the Origin has any baffles in it. I don't remember if it does or not. I've never taken the shroud apart. But if you're getting flyers past that, I would also say what pellets are you running too. If you're running really light pellets, it could just be a pellet issue. I think we're running the 1589s in the Origin, which seems to do really, really well for me. Let's see. Heath, the two pellets, while they're made in the same place, may not be made exactly the same way. I know that the Air Arms pellets are made by JSB, but they're made differently, even though they're the same weight and shape. They use a slightly different metallurgy. It could be just as simple as that. But without knowing how they're doing them, can't tell you why there's a difference. But it's amazing. The tiniest little thing can make something go from awesome to suck terrible. Christian, go for 22 if you can afford to do it. It's a better option, I think, in the long run. Why do I think compressors like Young King produce dirty air? Because I've seen the air coming out of them and it's filthy. Maybe not all of them, but the ones that I've run have always been really crummy. You definitely need multiple filters. And okay, so here, let me just say this. People say it works great. I added this and that and the other and this other thing, and it works great. You just added all the components that took the price from $400 to $10 to $1,000, right? So if you buy just the compressor without a filter, it makes dirty air. If you start adding filters, now you're filtering out the dirty stuff that comes out of it. So yeah, if you add filters, okay, fine. But it's hot air, first of all, and hot air is going to condense not in the condensing tower, but in your gun, which is not ideal. So you've got moist, dirty, hot air, which is not what you want to put in your gun. I mean, just isn't. So if you get a condensing tower and you get filters, now you've got, $300. You could have been into something for a little bit more, maybe, that does a better job at what you want long term. So there you go. Anyway, I've done actual air quality testing when I was doing the projects back with Comtech. We were doing the fill systems, and we had our air tested, certified and tested, and it was very dry, very clean, breathing air quality. I don't see anybody else doing those tests. You know why? Because it won't be very dry, it won't be very clean, and it won't be breathing air quality. And if you want your gun to keep working, you want clean, dry air. It's just that simple. So if you're going to get one of these other compressors, and look, I sell the Young Hang clones. They're refurbished on my website. I get it. If that's all you got, at least go shoot. That's fine. But when you can, buy the filters so you can filter the crud out. If you can, get the condensing tower. They're $200 on eBay or Amazon or whatever they are, and they will cool the air before it goes out. They will help reduce some of that moisture and the crap before it gets to your gun, which is all I'm saying. Do the filters, do the condensing towers, get the twin set. That's what, $350 or whatever it is. But now you've bought another compressor essentially. So just what it is. All right. Let's see. They could be using poor oil. I only use synthetic food grade oil. It's $80 a gallon, but it's what I use, and it's good stuff. Now let's see. I'm out of time. Goodness, we've got a whole bunch of people and more questions coming that I can answer. Tim, you're so welcome. Anything I can do to help support the sport and just bring some real information. There's all kinds of stuff out there, and I'm going to wrap up with this, guys. Will the roundtable series continue? The roundtable on American Airgunner or the roundtable we did during Airgun Expo? Let me know what you mean on that. There is so much stuff out there, and I just watch it. Let's take YouTube for an example. Heath, gosh, I will very quickly go through this again. I don't know if American Airgunner is going to be doing the roundtables. I haven't been invited. I know Rossi, but it would be I would love to do it, but we'll see. Heath, on the pellets, there's a lot of things. One, as I said earlier, unprecedented demand. JSB's ordered more containers and had more containers delivered in the first 4 months of this year, 5 months of this year, than they did all of last year. So it ain't for lack of trying. But when you have containers sitting in ports 2 to 3 weeks just to get into the port and then sit there more weeks and then weeks out and then weeks to get here and then weeks here to get processed, it is just really difficult to get stuff from point A to point B. The only way I can get product in right now from overseas is air freight it and pay the premium. Now, that's completely impractical with pellets when you're buying by the container. So, it is, there's hard to find pellets. As I've been telling people, I have pellets at Airgun Pro Shop. I let you buy 2 tins at a time, so everybody gets to shoot. I wish all the other vendors would adopt a similar policy of limiting what people can buy. It does a couple things. One, it prevents hoarding. We ought not hoard anyway for the sake of our fellow shooters, but okay, people will do what people will do. 2, it prevents people from buying and scalping. If people, I don't know, I've been told that people are trying to sell pellets for 4 or 5 times what retail price, like everything else people are doing. I dabble in the computer market, and it's ridiculous trying to buy a graphics card these days. That's not new news, but people are getting stuff and selling these things for just ridiculous money just so that they can make it off of the misfortune of others. And if vendors would just put limits on, you can buy 2 tins or 4 tins or whatever, and then that's it for you. You shoot those, and then next month come back. It would just slow everything down. People would still get to shoot. They just may not have 40,000 pellets in their back room just in case. I don't know. Anyway, so the shortage is the shortage is an unfortunate thing. It's less a shortage and more unprecedented demand, and probably people, like I said earlier, God forbid they run out of toilet paper, so let's go buy out Walmart. In the meantime, everybody else can't wipe their ass cleanly anyway. Let's just not do that. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. It's unnecessary. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for now. Thank you for bearing with my rant of rants at times, and coming up here and hanging out with me for a little over an hour here. I hope that we've had some interesting discussions. Oh, there was one more thing I'm going to go over. There you go. All right, this is important. So I see a lot of stuff on YouTube. You call it clickbait, whatever you just see people going to the absurd purely to get you to watch their stuff. They deliver no value in the sense of information. Entertainment value, sure. Okay, got it. I get it. Entertainment. But as far as real value that is going to help you do better in the sport or make the most of your air gunning, or there's so much sensationalism and, as I say, clickbait. And really what I want to do here is just be real. I'm not gonna BS you about the cheap compressors and how awesome they are. Look, they allow you to shoot. Great, fill your gun. That's awesome. Just be aware you're gonna have to clean your gun more often, or you may have to rebuild your gun more often because they're cheap, but they make cheap, dirty air. And I'm not going to tell you that isn't the case. I'm going to be honest with you, and if people have a different opinion, I get it. That's fine. I have no issue with people having a different opinion. I'm not impacted, not even that much. If somebody disagrees with me, that's perfectly fine. I've been doing this a very, very long time, and have very thick skin, and have learned how to just deal with people. So I hope you guys can appreciate just the raw honesty at times. And hey, if I find out I'm wrong, I'll tell you, gosh, guess what? I was an idiot, guys, and was wrong. So, hey, there you go. I'm not afraid that I have that happen either. My whole point is that we get good information out there that people can become, just have more enjoyment out of the sport and, do so responsibly. So, guys, that's my goal. And I hope you guys appreciate that, because that's all I'm really here to do. And that's all I wanted to ever do with my channel. That's the whole facts, not fluff stuff. So anyway, I'm going to dig off now. That's my last rant for the night. Guys, that's it. Thank you guys for joining us tonight and being up here. We had a good time. Hopefully everybody learned something. So that's it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.